Hello, welcome to the Unitscape Basics tutorial. Today we are going to take our first steps in Unitscape. When first starting Unreal Engine with the plugin activated, you should be seeing the Unitscape icon in the toolbar at the top. Click it to activate the toolbar. Here you find the shape tools, which are used in Unitscape to define the layout of your map or level. From here you can also open the content browser and load an example scene, but beware that when doing this for the first time, it may take quite a while since Unreal Engine will compile a lot of shaders in the background. Once the scene is loaded, it should look somewhat like this, with canyons flanking the left and right side of the path. Zoom out with the camera to view the path from above. You can double-click to select it and modify its shape. When any Unitscape shape is selected, a small overlay window will be shown at the bottom right corner of the viewport. You can click to expand it. The overlay window contains the most important shape and instancing settings in a compact, easily accessible menu, which can also be used when in full screen mode. Here you also find a tiny version of the main toolbar that can be used to activate the various shape tools even when in full screen mode. Below that, you find the settings that apply to each selected shape, such as the buttons to change the shape layering order, which controls how shapes overlap with other shapes. Then you have randomization buttons that will change the seed value for transform randomization of the individual instances that populate the shape. These settings can be adjusted precisely in the component detail window. Then there is a setting that controls the opacity of the preview shape in the editor. Please note that you can also press the G key on your keyboard, which will activate the game view, which will hide the editing shapes completely. The settings below let you specify what instance sets or what static meshes are going to be used to populate the shape. Here you can select an instance set asset to be used with a particular shape and also adjust its rotation. Now let us change from perspective view to top view in order to better see the shapes in this level. The Unitscape toolbar offers a convenient button to quickly toggle between perspective and top view. In general, we suggest using top view when creating the layout for your level, as you can make more precise adjustments to the shapes. As you can see, this scene is rather simple as it is comprised of only a small number of shapes with different instance sets assigned to them. Now to create a new shape, we simply select the Polygon tool and draw a polygon onto the landscape. This will effectively cut a hole into the shape it overlaps with and remove the instances that were placed in this area before. Now let's see what happens if a different instance set is assigned to the same shape. For that, you can either choose an instance set via the overlay window, or you can open the Sets section of the content browser and select one of the instance sets of the content library we pre-assembled for you. As you can see, you get a completely different look that can even further be adjusted by moving, rotating, or scaling the transform gizmo. You can try the various tools to create further shapes. For instance, using the ring tool, we can quickly create an evenly shaped hole into the new polygon. You can find out more about the individual tools and their usage if you go into the Tools section of the content browser. So let's look at the individual instance sets now. To do that, we have to go to the plugin content directory that contains the instance sets and open one of the level files in there, which contains a number of different instance sets. As you can see, each instance set has a bounding volume placed around it, which helps to adjust spacing when the instance set is tiled within the shape it was assigned to. It is also important that the objects of the instance sets are placed on the ground with a z-value of 0, representing the ground plane. Creating an instance set from a selection of static meshes in the scene is pretty straightforward. You simply select all the objects and then right-click in the content browser to create a new instance set like this. Now you can drag the instance set in the scene again and make it part of another instance set, like this. You can also use actor attachment to make sure objects in your instance sets are properly grounded. For instance, objects standing on a bench or something similar. Well, that's all for now. Thank you for sticking around and stay tuned for part 3.